know how to do. So before we have proved that triangles are congruent, and today we are proving that parts are congruent, given that we have congruent triangles, okay? It's this really fun thing called CPCTC. What it stands for is corresponding parts of congruent triangles are congruent. And no, I don't make you write that out all the time. That's why we do CPCTC.
Stands for corresponding.
Where is it? Right here. Corresponding parts of congruent triangles are congruent. So what it means is if you have congruent triangles, 4 ways to prove them: side, 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 angle, side, angle, side, angle, and angle, angle, side. So if you have congruent triangles, the corresponding parts, so the parts that match, are also congruent, okay? So you must, this is when you're asked to prove that parts are congruent. Parts are things like sides and angles. So when that is your prove thing, like you'll notice as we go through here, you're proving that angles are congruent. You first have to prove that the triangles are congruent. So that's what we've been doing. And then it's just one more step to get to that prove part, and then your reasoning is going to be that CPCTC. Okay? So we're still doing everything that we've done before. It's just that when you have approved either angles or sides, that's your last step, and then your reason is CPCTC. Okay, does everybody have that down? Okay. Alright. So here, if I'm given that MP is congruent to ON, PO is congruent to NM, I need to prove that my angles OMN is congruent to angle MOP. So this first thing, right here, how do I know that MP is congruent to ON?
Because it's given.
Because it's given. Allie, put it away. MP is congruent to ON. That is given. How do I know that PO is congruent to NM?
Given.
It's given. Alright, so the first thing I need to do is prove that my triangles are congruent. Okay, you'll notice I'm out of my given. So I look at my picture. And what do I notice in my picture? Go. How do I know that? It's reflexive. They share that line. They share this MO. So we say that MO is congruent to MO because it is reflexive. Do I have 3 things are congruent? Yeah, what do I have? Side, side, side. Is that my statement or my reason? It's my reason. So my reason is side, side, side. Side, side, side proves what? The triangles are congruent. So I have triangle. Let's go O, M, N is congruent. So O, M, N is congruent to M, O, P. Mop. So the triangles are congruent. Since I already know the triangles are congruent, I can now say that anything in there is congruent because the triangles are congruent. So I can do this proof part. Remember, that's always the last step we want. I can say that angle OMN is congruent to MOP. Those are congruent because the triangles are congruent. Because corresponding parts of congruent triangles are congruent. So we already know how to get to here. So now basically what you're doing is you're taking the proof part, that's going to be your last step. And then if it's an angle or a side, your reason's going to be CPCTC.
What was that?
Okay. Let's look over here. If I wanted to prove that SP is congruent to RP, so that this dude is congruent to that dude, I already have that those sides are congruent. What else do I notice in my picture?
Right angle.
I have a right angle. So if this is a right angle, what's this angle? A right angle. So I have a side, I have an angle. What else do I have? A side. What side? PO. What about PO? It's reflexive. So I have side, angle, side, right? So I would say that the triangle SOP is congruent to triangle ROP because of side, angle, side. This is like a super informal proof. And then how would I say that SP is congruent to RP? What would be my reasoning to say that? Yeah. Once you have triangles are congruent, you can say anything in those triangles are congruent. If I wanted to say that those angle P's like RPO and SPO are congruent, I could say angle S and angle R are congruent. I can say anything in those triangles is congruent once I have the congruent triangles.
So that's
CPCTC. All right, let's do some more formal proofs. All right, what's the first thing I write down in my statements? My given part. So X is the midpoint of WY and VZ. And what's my reason? Given. Now I want equal stuff. What's it mean for X to be a midpoint of WY? That's in the middle. So what's equal? WX, this dude, is equal to YX. So anytime you're given anything, all you want is a bunch of equal stuff. So WX is congruent to YX, and why is that? Definition of midpoint. The only thing you're given is midpoint, so you gotta use it. What else am I given? Yeah, how do you know that? Yeah. X is also midpoint of that VZ, so same sort of thinking. VX and ZX have to be congruent. Because of that same reason. Def of midpoint. Nice. I'm all out of my givens, so that means I have to look at my picture. Vertical angles. So angle WXV is congruent to angle YXZ because they're what kind of angles?
It's just because
Vertical angles. Quit talking. Do I have three congruent things? Yeah, what do I have? Side, angle, side. Is that a statement or a reason? It's a reason, side, angle, side. What's my statement part? Yeah, my triangles are congruent. Triangle WXV is congruent to triangle YXZ. And you don't have to have the same ones that I do, just as long as you have triangles that are congruent and that it matches. Is that what I wanted to prove though? No, what do I want to prove?
Angle X.
Yeah. That the angles are congruent. Can I say the angles are congruent? Yeah, because I have my triangles are congruent. Once triangles are congruent, you can say any part is congruent. So angle XWV is congruent to angle XYZ. Cause why?
CPCTC.
See, like it's kind of fun to say, no? CPCTC? I think so.
Break this down. Bruh.
For whatever reason, he doesn't have a pencil.
I gave him a pencil.
It's not really a pencil.
Okay, so you're saying if I didn't have a pencil, I wouldn't have to.
I mean, it's always up to you. Alright, in my next one, what am I gonna write down first thing? The given stuff. PS is parallel to QR. Given and angle QPS is congruent to angle SRQ. That is given as well. In my picture, you should mark your angles that are congruent. What angles am I marking? What letters is it by? P and always in the middle, dude. You could have just called this P and R. I don't know why. I have it as the other way, but that's fine. What else do you notice? Yeah, QS and QS. And Y is what? Nice. Reflexive. The fact that my lines PS and QR are parallel, does that make them congruent? No. Parallel lines means what's congruent though? Lines or angles? Angles. Give me some angles.
45 degrees.
I was thinking like letters, you know. PSQ, yeah. And PQR. No. What'd you say? RQS. There we go. So I have angle PSQ is congruent to angle RQS. And why would those angles be congruent? They're alternate interior angles. Do I have three things that are congruent?
No. Yeah.
Yeah.
My bad.
Is that a thing? Yeah, it is. Angle, side. So it wouldn't have mattered which ones you did here. You could have done these two, and it would have been the same thing. You could have done either one. What do I say for my statement for angle, side? My triangles are congruent. Let's just follow the same angle stuff. Triangle PSQ is congruent to triangle RQS. So my triangles are congruent because of angle, side. So now can I do my proof part that PQ is congruent to RS? Yeah, I can do the proof. PQ is congruent to RS because why? CPCTC. Questions there? All right, pick one on the back side.
The second one.
The last one.
The last one? This one with the bisects? Yeah? Okay. This one with the bisects. First thing I'm gonna write down is my given, JM, bisects, angle KJL. That is given. And angle JMK is congruent to angle JML. That is given. Don't know. JMK, that angle there. JML, that angle there. So make sure you mark your angles. What does it mean for JM to bisect angle KJL? What's it mean? Yeah, splits and makes what? Two congruent what? Angles. Since it's bisecting an angle, it has to make congruent angles. So how would I say this top angle? Perfect. Angle KJM is congruent to, how do I say the bottom, dude? LJM. And how do I know that? How do I know they're congruent? Def of bisects. I'm out of my given, so I look at my pick. What does my pick say? JM is congruent to JM because why? Reflexive. Do I have three congruent things? Yeah, what do I got going on? Angle, side, angle. That is my reason. What's my statement? That JK is congruent to JL? No. What? The triangles are congruent. So triangle. Let's go. KJM is congruent to triangle LJM because of that angle, side, angle. It's not what I wanted to prove, though. I want to prove JK is congruent to JL. Can I say it? Yeah. Write your proof down. JK is congruent to JL. Because why? CPCTC.